All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles, that was great millstone, and Sausage Brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. And I'm going to hop right into it, man. You know, it's clear that America is not in a great place, man. The vision here shows that this place has an end. And on top of that, in the midst of all this division, these other countries are turning on America. All right, or they're making they're hey, for lack of a better phrase, they letting their nuts hang. You know, for a long time, people wouldn't speak against America. All right, they would never say, "Oh, we need a new a new hegemony or a new ruler," or even we're ready to fight America, fight until the end. That wasn't a thing years ago, man. America got in Europe and it's Israel, that especially America, got to do what the hell they wanted to do. But now, well, let me grab this scripture. This is Revelation 13, and we'll start at verse. We'll start at verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And this fourth beast goes back. This beast, goes back to Daniel. This is the fourth beast. All right, it's the same thing as the fourth beast. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And this 12th chapter of Revelation tells us who that dragon is. All right, which is Rome. Read through the 12th chapter. Who came after Yahweh Shai? All right. So that's Rome, which is the fourth beast. Okay. Let's keep going. Verse 3. And today, what makes this beast the beast is America being the whore that's set on the back, which is the one who's in control, and it rules with its allies. These said 7 heads and 10 horns. All right, which they is called EU. All right, and NATO. All right, the EU being at 10. And America ruling with it makes up NATO. Now, in ancient, well, I don't want to say ancient, but in the past Rome, how did Rome rule? With its allies. All right? So with the Franks, the Vandals, the Goths, now they just call what? Spain, France, all right? Greece, Germany. All right? It's the same thing. Netherlands, Luxembourg. They just had different names back then. All right? What is it? Varulis? I would have to look into them to say them all right again. All right? But it's the same thing. So verse 3, it's going to say it. Verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. This is Rome coming back. Rome 2.0. And they worshiped the dragon because Rome fell. All right. Then you had a time period where monarchy was the way of rule for 1,000 years. And then Rome came back and we have what again? A Senate house. That's how you know this is Rome all over again. That's what made Rome diverse, the fourth beast diverse from all other beasts. Okay. As the prophecy says. And then as Maccabees, the 8th chapter, 5th or 8th chapter tells us. So verse 3, and I saw one of his heads that were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. All right, and they worshipped the beast, saying, who was like unto the beast, who was able to make war with him? And that's the point. Who was able to make war with him? And that was it for the longest. World War I, World War II after, hey, you couldn't do shit to America. Whatever America, If you got into it with Europe, when America say something, that's what it was. You couldn't do nothing about it. You want to set up a new country, what Palestinians at? Go ahead. America's backing it. Apartheid, what's that? You can't do nothing. That's Britain, which America's backing. France took your land and got your resources, don't matter. America's backing them. It is what it is. Who can make war with the beast? But now, in the midst of all this division, because we're going to touch on two things. I have two articles. In the midst of this division and what Trump is doing, which is why there's a lot of division here, that same reason why there's division in America is making these other countries hate America. I hate that this article will not stay up. All right. So first, let's start with this division. This is on NBC News, key takeaways from Trump's speech to Congress. A focus on culture wars and GOP unity as Democrats protest. Hey, division is in the air. Take a deep breath. You smell that? Division. All right? So, Trump defended his tariffs, bashed wokeness, and outlined his tax agenda. And this is a big thing. This tax shit is a big thing. All right? America is in debt, heavy debt. They already made it clear. Oh, man, I wish I can remember how they worded it in the fucking... And this was said multiple times. Basically said no matter what, they will not stop their aid. All right? The money, the billions they're sending to Israel, they will not stop. They basically said even if... Bro, hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Even if Washington falls... Let me see. They said even if Washington falls, they will not stop the aid to Israel. So they will let the head of their country collapse. Come on, what's going on? Oh, no, they just pulled some crazy shit up. Hopefully a brother knows the video I'm talking about and they'll put it on the comment board. But it was said, I've seen it more than once. They said even if Washington falls, they won't stop aid to Israel. But yet, they're getting rid of Medicaid. They ready to get rid of Medicaid. All right, they did so much firing. It's reported they accidentally fired people that's overlooking nuclear material. But what else are they doing because of this debt? Increasing the tax on its allies, which is destroying them. So Democrats heckled him while some in the party chose between audible and silent protest. Washington, President Donald Trump touted his newly imposed tariffs. Here we go, tariffs. That's the main issue here with these other nations. And basking Republican applause for his administration's swift early actions, while he drew a wave of protests from Democrats as he spoke to a joint session of Congress on Tuesday. All right, culture wars. Trump invade against transgender rights, which that's pissing half the country off. He celebrated his crackdown on migration, which is pissing another half off. Well, I mean, not another half. You know what I'm saying? It's pissing half the country off. He repeatedly taunted his predecessor, Joe Biden, blah, blah, blah. Wokeness is bad. Trump said it's gone. Congressional Democrats in the room heckled and disrupted Trump, shouting at him not to cut Medicaid, waving an eclectic mix of signs to protest him, and periodically shouting antagonistically at him. So they were scoffing him. Excuse me. All right, they were scoffing him. Trump defended the sweeping 25% tariffs he imposed Tuesday on products from Canada and Mexico, saying now it's our turn after other countries have levied them against the United States. Trump says there'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. So let's see. The tariffs sent stocks tumbling Tuesday, and some Democrats shouted stock market as Trump spoke. Trump spent significant time on issues from transgender athletes to the work of the Department of Government Efficiency, Doggy. You know, I mean, it's based off that coin. I know they say Doge a lot on the news, but that meme coin was Doggy. That's why it was a picture of a damn dog on it. So I refuse to call it Doge. That seemed like some asshole shit. But the biggest thing is like people that call Target J. Like, stop it. But the biggest thing Congress may work, so pretentious, but the biggest thing Congress may work on this year will be a massive tax spending bill. Trump putting his priorities, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Democrats heckle, wave signs, and interrupt. Look, this is crazy. I don't remember. Look, I was doing this lesson before Satan fucked it up and I got on Do Not Disturb, but a phone call still cut the recording off. But even when Bush was in office, he didn't receive this much hate. It wasn't this divided even then. All right? And this section here, it tells us that somebody brought a blank board and would just change the message. Here we go. A group of House Democrats waved signs that read, Musk steals, save Medicaid, protect the veterans. That in itself was wickedness. Not making sure your veterans are straight, that's wickedness. That's in Ciroc. All right? Representative Rashida brought a whiteboard and wrote different messages on it through Trump's speech, including no king and lies. All right? Some Democrats laughed out loud when Trump said the era of rule by unelected bureaucrats is over, and they pointed at Trump's billionaire advisor, Elon Musk, which is the irony. Then it says other Democrats skipped the speech entirely. All right? And that was really, it's more, you can read the whole article, but I just want to show the division that was there. All right? And that means what? Well, let's grab it. This is Mark. This is Mark 3. It's Mark 3 and 23. And he called it to them and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? Now, we read Revelation 13 and we quoted Revelation 12. And Revelation 12 calls Romans Satan, the old serpent, called the devil. All right? This is the mystery of iniquity. All right? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rises up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. So we're witnessing Esau proverbially get tied down to the chair before he gets plundered, man. Before his crib gets robbed. So in the midst of all of this, what else has been said? So I got to pull this up again because it keeps going away. Just then, China says if war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war, a trade war, or any other type of war, we're ready to fight till the end. And this is prophetic on a couple levels. It just show on the one level, all right, let them that bend the boat bend it towards Babylon. But also going back to what we started with, at one point they said what? Who can make war with the beast? They just all followed along to whatever shit America. Hey, China was China was taking in America trash. Yeah, send your trash over here. We'll hold it down for you. We love your stinky, polluting trash in America. But whatever you say, because what the fuck they gonna do about it? Shut up and take this money, bitch. But not no more. All right, they were bricks, man. All right, they got big bad Russia on their side. But check this out. That's prophecy. It's Isaiah 14. And we'll get to the point. Isaiah 14 and man. 9. Yeah, we'll get to the point. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee. Even all the chief ones of the earth. Let you know that it's not talking about zombies, man. All right? America's on top and everybody else considered dead. They lost their way of life. All right? They are subject to this beast. Even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say to thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? They no longer just taking your shit. The Philippines talking shit. The little ass island talking shit against America. Everybody had the same sentiment. We ready to fight this bitch. Fuck it. This is the spirit of the world right now. All right? And that's according to the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. So when these kings are saying these things, what is happening in America? The America is decayed. When it says the worm is spread under thee, that's a form of decay. All right? So, of course, architecturally, America is through, man. But even the American way of life, democracy and all, for one, has been shown to be a joke. This whole thing where they took Trump to trial and then Trump is blaming or claiming that Biden cheated. Then you got all this shit coming out how social media companies control the narrative and push what they wanted to push, whatever agenda side they was on. That show how big of a joke democracy is. That it's not real. All right? But with the division that's being showed here, America's through. While also the biggest thing, the dollar is collapsing because of heavy debt. And these countries see it and they standing bold now. All right? So let's grab There was a lot of people talking shit in these on this comment section too. But be it a tariff war, a trade war, any other type of war. Oh yeah. Let's grab damn, I'm gonna hop up in this Isaiah 14. It's the same chapter. Verse 4. That thou should take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressors ceased? The golden city ceased. All right? And that's what America is, that oppressing city. All right? Tariffs, what was it? Sanctions. How can you sanction a whole sovereign country that's not under your rule? All right? Because who can make war with the beast? So people will follow those sanctions. But now, or they'll take those tariffs willingly. This ain't the first time tariffs that came up, but this time they're talking about it being a tariff war. And then he goes on to say whatever fucking war. It's Habakkuk 2, it's place to hell. They scrambling. This Habakkuk 2 And 5, we get to the point. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home. So, like I said, those 7 heads, 10 horns had what? Blasphemies over their name. And Daniel 7:25 tells us, and just speak great words against the Most High. So they took their wine, which is doctrine, and took it to the world, from evolution to Scientology. All right, and the main thing, democracy. And they took all this bullshit to the world, got them to get on a fiat debt-based money system, so they can ultimately have this control over the world, man. Because everybody's in debt to them. Let's keep going. And is as death that cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. He forced the world to follow his ways of life, man. Shall not all this take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And the Hebrew word for thick clay is ibatiat. I'll pull it up. And it means weight of pledges, heavy debt. So that's what they did. They got control over the world, increased that weight, which wasn't his, tricked the world to get in debt with them, buy U.S. bonds, get your own fiat currency, make it all be backed by the U.S. dollar, not gold and silver. Just trust my U.S. dollar, right? Give us your resources while we give you debt. Or we going to bomb you, and then you're going to give us your resources while we give you debt. Right? Let's see what's next. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. And that's where it's at, man. Soon, it ain't going to be China speaking these words. Soon, the violence will commence. Suddenly, man. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So we're in interesting times, man. The country is divided. The nations see that. That's a time to strike. When you see weakness, that's a time to strike. But what else is happening? Their economies is tied in with your economy. And as this shit declines and America scrambles and become more oppressive, these countries are ready to fucking explode, man. And that's really it. I just wanted to speak on those 2 articles, you know, just as a watchman, man. This place is fucking through. Soon enough, these countries, and let me get this, because hey, this is the Lord's plan. Soon enough, and I gotta get 2 more. This financial war will turn to real war. And of course, I'm going to have to go get James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. And you see these different economists, all right, whether they're within Congress or just not, because there was a guy that went before Congress and he had graphs and everything. He was he was blue at all these cuts that's happening, talking about how this is not changing the debt. And of course not. The biggest reason for your debt, you said you'd rather let Washington fall and not cut up, instead of cutting off aid to Israel. So they see this shit failing, man. They're scrambling, right? Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered. And at this point, of course the gold and silver is gone, but even now what they use their money, it's over with. And the rust of them shall be a witness against you. It's rusted over. What I love right here says, it shall be a witness against you. This lets us know what time we're in. The debt have reached such a level that the dollar is now being let go by these other countries. That's big news, man. This is a witness against you. You're over with. Your time is up. and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. So war, this financial war will lead to real war. You have to heap treasure together for the last days. All right, so this will bring real war. Hey, this is Zephaniah, which the Lord's plan, the war to end all wars. Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right? So fire is how this place goes down, and the Lord is gathering the nations up for one big war. And we're watching the start of it. We see Ukraine and Russia going at it. And what's wrong is the talks Trump is doing with Russia is making Ukraine go to Europe and say what? We need to get our own European army. Which means what? Europe and America is splitting up. What's your prophecy say? These 10 shall hate the whore. The 10 is talking about the EU. I gotta grab. We really in these times, man. Just really watch what's happening in the world. Bro, this shit is over with. This Revelation 17 and 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So they don't rule individually. They have their own nations, of course. But how do they rule? As one. Britain can't go execute his plans on another country without getting tossed around, man. They'll get fucked up. But as a unit, NATO, let's read the next verse. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength to the beast. As a unit, nobody can fuck with them. What was the big thing in World War I? What was the big thing in World War II? The unity that they had. And they just made it official afterwards, man. But let's keep going. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is the Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth, the whore being America, Babylon, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest, look up the Treaty of Rome. All right, and when you do, keep in mind that Spain and Portugal is one nation. Ireland and the UK, Britain is one nation. No matter what the other half of Ireland say, no, we're not. No, that's one nation, okay? And you will see the 10. All right, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast. Now you know that up top when it says these 10 kings, it's talking about these 10 kingdoms. So these countries rule together with the beast. They make up the beast. And America is the whore that's controlling it. Which is just the face of the company. The least got it, but you get it. It's like the wise men of Babylon that ran it, you know. Until the words of God should be fulfilled. So this is the Lord's plan until it's time to end this bitch. So you got Europe turning against the whore. You got Europe saying we need our own army. Damn, the Lord raw, man. Trump is going before his allies and saying what? America first. It's basically giving a screw you to Europe. Europe's biggest problem is Europe. Get in line, basically saying get in line and shut up and follow us. Meanwhile, America's doing shit to fuck Europe up. Destroy the pipeline that delivered gas for Europe. Sanctioning Russia, which delivers gas to Europe. Putting tariffs on places that America does big business with, including Europe. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, America, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Who controls the world, man? Why is it called a Western mindset? Why did Obama, monkey boy, go to the world and say, if you want American aid, you have to allow gay marriages in your country? All right? Who else got military bases across the fucking globe? Every fucking where. And nobody stops them. Who else can just bomb other countries and nobody says shit? All the humanitarian shit they speak, oh, we got to stop these crimes of against humans. But America can do what the fuck they want to do. That's how we know this is the woman. Amongst other things, you know, the place we was taken to on slave ships, Revelation 11:8, during 2068, lets us know also this is Babylon. All right? But we're here, man. The end of this place is soon. Hey, keep watching, Nakim. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shah, Ba'asham Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, great millstone. And South Asian brothers doing this thing in sincerity, truth, and with charity. Shalom, my Baba Ba.